Whoopsie, let's sort that out. It is Sunday, the 5th of February 2023, and exciting day because we have just launched our brand new YouTube series. Let me just turn that down a little bit. YouTube series, the 2KT5, and buzzing, absolutely buzzing. We have actually filmed 4 or 5 episodes of the 2KT5 so far, and I cannot wait to bring them to you. So far, it's done actually very, very well as a video. We're only, so what did we do? We launched it at 6 p.m. And it's now 8 p.m. And as a video, it's done really, really well. So thank you everybody who has watched it so far. Thank you to everybody who has commented on it so far. As far as a launch video goes, it's done really, really well. So thank you everybody for actually taking the time out to watch one of our videos this evening. So yeah, really appreciate that. So I just wanted to say hello again. I'm Leigh. This is Coombe Valley Campers live Q&A on a Sunday from sunny Bexhill in East Sussex. And yes, who is watching? How are you? Leave some comments and questions straight away down below. Love to hear from you. Love to see all of your questions and comments. So let's get it started. I've already got a couple of comments in. So let's have a look at the live chat. R1H1 says, curtains are in. Thanks for the supply. Wonderful. You are more than welcome. Mark Squires says, evening Leigh, thanks for coming back to me about the plate on the rear wheel arch of my combi. You are more than welcome. Yes, so sometimes people who ask questions in the comments and we answer them to our best ability down in the comments. If I need some further information, or if you'd like some further information, then email us info@coomvalleycampers.co.uk, where I will be more than happy to answer them during the week for you. So bear with us 1 second. I'm just going to try and get this straight because you seem to have a lot of sky, a lot of my bald head in here. Then there we go. Right. R1H1 says, even if I did have to repair the loom. What loom are you talking about, my man? Where are we? Right, so let's go to the live chat. Wonderful, wonderful. So yes, if you're watching tonight and you haven't seen already, we've just launched our first of the 2KT5 videos. Who's seen it yet? What do you reckon of the video so far? What do you reckon of the van project so far? Right, who have we got here? We've got Aberdeen Taxis. He says, do you need a leisure battery for a diesel heater? My mate says he doesn't have a leisure battery. No, not necessarily. You don't need a diesel heater. You don't need a secondary battery for a diesel heater. If you have a good a vehicle battery, a well-charged vehicle battery, it should have enough charge. I don't have the exact facts and figures off the top of my head of what the power consumption is for the diesel heater. I'm sure it wouldn't take more than a quick Google to find that out, depending on the brand of your heater. But if you have a good, healthy vehicle battery, then of course you could wire that into your vehicle battery. But be aware, obviously, that you know, if you're running your diesel heater all night, for example, it may well drain that vehicle battery in the morning. Sorry, yeah, it may well come to the point that you would lose all the charge out of your vehicle battery. James says, evening Leigh, did you answer the question about your t-shirt last week? No, I didn't. So nobody guessed right. There were no further comments. So the t-shirt I was wearing last week was of the Roadkill Challenger. And what's the actual name of the Challenger? Oh, what's it called? So if you watch YouTube or even the Motor Trend channel, then you would have seen... then you may have seen Roadkill. Roadkill is a show I've been watching probably for about 8 or 9 years now, and they really sort of inspired me to start the YouTube as well, and even the lives and things as well, because they do live shows sometimes. And I've just been following those guys. That is David Freiberger from his previous editor of Hot Rod magazine, and the t-shirt's just a bit of a homage to them. If I can, and if I can afford it, then I will buy the t-shirts over from the States and get them brought down. So yeah, it was one of those t-shirts I was wearing last week. Right. R1H1. Yes, no, I know who I'm talking to now. Good evening, Ross. So yeah, Ross might have had to repair his loom after fitting some curtains and lights. Anyway, that's probably a chat for him. If you want to ask R1H1 for the details about his wiring loom, then yeah, give him a message. Aberdeen Taxis, no, we've done your comment. Mark says, is there a video on how to carpet the arch with the plate, or do I do it in the same as the other lining? Do that arch exactly the same as the other lining. Just make sure you, you know, press your thumbing it in. People who know the video will know what I'm talking about. You have to really sort of thumb it in. And just make sure, like the rest of the van, the carpeting does actually just conform to the shapes of the wheel arch and the rest of the bodywork. Right, who else have we got so far this evening? It's wonderful to see all of you this evening, by the way. If you are watching but haven't commented, please leave a little comment down below who you are, what your real name is, because obviously I can only see your YouTube names, who you are, whereabouts you're from, and what van you drive, and maybe if you've been away in it this weekend. Or you've worked on it this weekend, you've done some conversion work. That'd be really, really cool to see. Always love to see who you are and where you're from and what van you've got. Lizzie Lander says, evening Leigh, looking forward to your new series. We've just sold our old 2006 T5 long wheelbase and bought a 2016 T6 short wheelbase. We're looking at the electrics to plan before we start insulating and lining. We want some USB outlets, lights, a 12-volt socket, and that's about it. Maybe a water pump in the future. What size leisure battery do you think we would need? I think you would need... and then the third comment is, or would we even need a leisure battery? You wouldn't necessarily need a leisure battery. However, it's always good to have a leisure battery. And then, you know, if you do plan on expanding your wiring loom or the utilities within your camper van, then you've got a leisure battery in place. So for your current requirements, USB outlets, a 12-volt socket, maybe a water pump. So you may want to put a diesel heater in the future. A 95 amp hour leisure battery should do you just fine. Like a good AGM 95 amp hour leisure battery would do you just fine. If with a split charge system as well, that should be fine. In fact, in terms of how much power a 95 amp hour can give you, for example, a 12-volt compressor fridge such as a Waco CRX50 on a good 95 amp hour battery would actually last about 2.5 days. So there's a good idea on the consumption and rate of consumption and the charge of those batteries. If you want some further questions regarding electrics, please feel free to email us, like I said earlier, at info@coomvalleycampers.co.uk. Or if you want a detailed loom and some more details or detailed information about wiring and wiring looms, please feel free to go to James at Rain Automotive. That's Rain, R-A-Y-N-E, Rain Automotive, and he'll do his best to help you out too. I hope that answers your question, Lizzie. James says, do you sell Coombe Valley Campers t-shirts? Yes, we do. They're on our coomvalleycampers.co.uk website. However, they are older designs and we are coming out with new designs this year. So maybe in time for Father's Day, Mother's Day, Valentine's. Maybe not Valentine's, that's this month, right? However, we do have a wicked range of campers and coffee t-shirts, which we're very proud of as well. So you can see them on the Coombe Valley page or the Campers and Coffee page. Peter Nolan, good evening. He says, questions about installing the ply floor. Is it really necessary to install wood fixings in between the ribs on the floor, or is it okay to screw it directly down over the thermal lining sound deadening? We have converted vans with both methods. We find them both very, very good. Some people swear by putting the wooden infill strips in between the ribs and troughs of the floor. So you have, well, the reason people do that is because they don't want to screw into the metalwork of the floor, which I completely understand. Sorry, sofa's giving me a bit of jip. People bond wooden plates onto the floor in the low spots, and then they screw the floor directly into those ribs rather than going through the metal. And I completely understand why you do that, because you don't want to drill holes in the floor. Failing that, you can drill straight into the metal with appropriate size screws. If you're using a 12mm floor, I would say maximum screw you should use is a 20mm, because you have threat of screwing down into a tank or a brake line or wiring or whatever. So yes, a 20mm screw would be the largest I would ever go on a 12mm floor, that's for sure. Excellent, we are getting loads of comments in. That's what makes me happy. Neil Robinson says, now going to put my Victron Orion smart charger in and full 12 volts setup. Any tips, mate? Thank you. So we actually have more than one video on wiring and how to make a circuit in your camper van. If you look on the how to build a camper van playlist on the YouTube channel, there is more than one video there. And if you have any further questions, hints or tips, then please feel free to give us a shout. But generally, most of the information is in there, and that includes running the wiring from the the vehicle battery through the bulkhead and down to where you could put a leisure battery. It's all there. All right. So best of luck with that. Right, who have we got next? T5 Jude says, sup everyone, no trips recently, but some in the pipeline. Good job. I missed a comment earlier as well from Motivate. It says, ayo, happy evening, my dudes. Good evening, Motivate. Nice to see you. Right. T5 Jude, sup everyone, no trips recently, but some in the pipeline. Just done that. Grey Tomo, when replacing T6 headlining for 3.6mm ply and carpet lining, are there hidden clips available, or is it best to use the Harrison ones you've shown in your video? Would be nice not to see them. You don't have to use the Harrison ones, and I'll tell you for why. Is because we now sell long clips. So ditch Harrison. I know I said it in the video, but we now sell those clips. And we sell them in all the same colours as the carpet we provide. So you have a silver or grey, a mid-grey, an anthracite, a black, and wheat or tan to go with all the carpets you have. To answer your question, I would not use invisible trim fixings on the headliner, mainly because they aren't really man enough. They do great for side panels, but once you've got the weight of a 3.6mm ply headlining, plus the carpet, plus some LED lighting, the invisible clips just aren't man enough for it, I'm afraid. But with the colour-coded trim clips in the headliner, it's actually quite discreet. So give it a go, my man. It's actually not too bad. That's how we do all of the headliners in our vans. Man, this is fantastic. So many questions coming in. Maybe I need to keep my answers a little shorter. What do you reckon? Shorter answers, longer answers? Leave it down below in the comments. Right. Going through it all. Simon Creasy, hi Leigh, I've just bought a T5 2015, need to replace existing factory fitted compressed cardboard with ply. I see you offer 2 thicknesses, we'll be fully converting with kitchen recommendation. For most things, we would line everything in a 3.6mm ply. It's lighter and it conforms nicer to the bends of the van. A 6mm ply is great, but we generally advise a 6mm ply to people who are converting a work van or cargo van, or even if you're transporting mountain bikes in the back. The 3.6mm is susceptible more so to damage, whereas the 6mm is nice and thick. When you are converting a van with an interior, certainly you don't need a thick lining, because the interior is going to go in front of it anyway, and you're not attaching the interior to your ply lining, although I bloody hope you're not attaching the ply lining to your, attaching your interior to the lining. You only attach the interior of your van to the metalwork of the van. And we've done a video on that, fitting the interior into a T4, and we've got a new video coming out next week on Dan's van on how to profile the interior, and we go into fixing and fastening the interior down in that video too. Hope that answers your question. Right, I'm having to scroll back up again. Right, Lizzie says, thank you, but a split charge system in the last van, so should be okay doing that. Thanks again. You're more than welcome, Lizzie. Mark Squires, is it possible to install a 3rd row of seats in a short wheelbase combi, or would it be too tight for legroom? No, all short wheelbase vans were designed to have a 3rd row. You can do it. There's lots of seats available on YouTube, on eBay, and sellers on eBay, and the brackets are readily available as well to put a 3rd row in. So not a problem at all. That's why your middle row seat folds either flat or leans forward, so you can get into the back row. Russ104, got to Scoot to read some bedtime stories for my daughter, not me. Good job, Russ. Your family's first and everything else. I've already said goodnight to my girlies. Good to see you back again. I'll drop back or catch up later. Cool, Russ. Nice to see you, my man. Adam Lindsall says, any ideas what I should expect to pay for a T5 respray? I'm going to be very vague on that and say no, only because I don't know the condition of your van. If it's got dents, dinks, rust, damaged, whether you're going to go painted bumpers, whether you're going to go for a complete colour change. Normally, if you're going for a respray and staying as the same colour as your existing colour, the spray will be cheaper. Whereas if you're going for a full colour, different colour respray, it will be more in terms of prep time and everything else. So obviously you get what you pay for when it comes to anything, especially in bodywork and paint. Now, the main cost of painting a vehicle is the prep. And if your paint is good, prep will be the most expensive part because that's the bit they've spent the most time on. So it's prep, and then paint. And the paint is probably the cheapest part of the whole thing. So do some good research on painters in your local area, get some good advice, and go from there, my man. Next. God, this is good. Motivate. Hi again. I've installed my floor using the existing 6 anchor type fixings that come standard with a T6 van. Would this suffice for a camper van? Yeah, for sure. I would make sure that it is potentially fastened a bit more down in the middle, mainly because most camper van floors, for short wheelbase, long wheelbase, they come in more than one part. So you will have, say, a front section and a rear section, and unless you're putting some biscuit joints or some dowels in between them, if you're putting things on them, the floors might do this. Especially, say if this is the back half of the van, you bolt a good quality rock and roll bed down. As you tighten the bed down, you will naturally drop that piece of floor, so you'll see a ridging. So the anchor points are fine because you'll anchor them down around the edges. Sorry, I'm just showing off my disgusting hands there. But it is nice to be able to fasten in the middle as well. So yes, to answer your question, the anchor points will fasten it down and it won't go anywhere for sure. However, when it comes to doing a camper van interior and making sure your floor does not move or in the two parts, put some more fastenings all the way around as well. Right. Bear Cheap Thrills Adventures. Good evening. Hi, mate. Who makes the best quality and designed camper van kitchens that you have fitted or seen? I was looking at van furniture because I don't like the hammer-on edges. No, I think the fashion and the style of hammer-on edgings is kind of gone now, especially newly designed interiors. We sell van furniture kits. We absolutely love the van furniture kits because they do have that nice raw finish with a good quality ply. You can look at custom builders. There are, and I'm not trying to shut my own doorstep here, but you've got Evo Motion Designs do a good one as well. There's loads of people out there doing good quality interiors. We've done videos on Evo and we've done video on van furniture now as well, because we do find they're very good quality interiors. The thing that you've got to look out for on interior is, yes, the quality, but it's the layout as well. And this is one thing that's always bugged me when I've built vans with pre-built interiors, is that you can't get into any of the most vital cupboards when your bed's down. So when you get up in the morning, you don't want to put your bed away to get your kettle out or a mug out or whatever. You want to be able to access most, if not all, of the cupboards when the bed's in the up position and in the down position. So that's a point to note. Right, here we go. I hope that makes sense, by the way. Next one is from Scott Beatty. Please tell me if I'm getting that right or wrong. How much do you charge for a VW T5? How much do you charge for a T5 long wheelbase T5.1 windows and insulation, including carpet? Also, how long is your waiting list? Cheers. Scott, send us an email at info@coomvalleycampers.co.uk. At the moment, our waiting list is July, if not later. So, yeah, my apologies on that front. But if you do want a price, please feel free to email us. Danny Sykes says, hi Lee, asked the question last week on best layout for a twin slider. Apologies, I never said thanks, but appreciate the help. You're more than welcome, Danny. Isabel Pedley says, any chance you're looking for an apprentice? That's very kind of you. At the moment, no. That's purely because we just don't have the time at the minute to teach somebody what we're doing as well as trying to carry out the work. We just don't have enough staff to cover teaching somebody at the same time. However, obviously we've got lots of videos out there. Maybe once you've got some experience on building vans, if you build your own one day, you come to us and want a job in the future, then then please feel free to come down. I'd love to say yes to everybody when it comes to asking for a job and or an apprenticeship or training, etc., etc. However, as I've just mentioned, our calendar is very, very full. We'd love to take on more people but at the same time, we don't want to grow any further as a workshop. Otherwise, we get too crammed. We're very happy with our level of work, number of staff, etc., etc., etc. Sad thing is for you guys that yes, there is a waiting list, but in reality, we don't have any aspirations to get any bigger as a workshop and staff levels and things like that. I hope you can understand that. But we like it as it is because not only can we run a workshop, but we can have the shop and we can provide you with the YouTube content as well. If we get any bigger, I'd have zero time for half the things I do, let alone the things I want to do. Long-winded way to say no, but I hope you understand, Isabel. George Potter, hi, just starting out an 89 T25. Do you have any recommendations on which brand of carpet lining to use for door cards? Sure, yeah, we sell carpet lining. However, you might want to look at the different vinyl covers. However, there are companies that just do pre-made door cards with covering. Have a look at Custom Commercial, I believe it is. They do pre-made and trimmed door cards as well. But yes, in terms of carpet, head to coomvalleycampers.co.uk and we do some wonderful, good, strong, high quality carpet lining for you. Mark Squires, is there a video on where to route the 12-volt electrics USB 12-volt sockets in a T5 combi? Not from us, there isn't, no. However, we do show you how to route cabling in our videos as well. So if you take heed of those points and just get inventive with hiding your wiring, I can guarantee you will find routes. Generally on T5s, you can run cabling up the A pillars, up the B pillars under the plastic trim. There is an access point on the non-sliding door side. You can run wires up the B pillar and into the long side. All right, so there's a quick tip as well. Ashley Ben 96 says, are Transit Customs good to convert? Yes, they are. Transit Customs are massive inside. They have got some real like childbearing hips on them. They're really big inside. They're certainly wider than a T5, a T6, and the parts availability and the conversion parts availability are increasing all the time. So it is a very, very good option for sure, a Transit Custom. You can buy roofs to them, interiors, beds, etc. Simon Creasy says, that's fab, thanks, great advice, you're more than welcome. James, would you recommend 12mm for the ply floor? Yes, all day 12mm. 9mm does work, however, it can get a bit flexy, so I would say minimum 12mm for you. Tony Hemans, I've done this before, haven't I? That's Tony, of course it's Tony. How's it going, my man? Evening all, lost in VW, you can see it's busy tonight. Yeah, man, if this was a pub, you know, there'd be a queue at the bar, I think. So, who's buying what? Okay, if this, right, there's a comment for you. If this was a pub this evening, and we're all having a drink tonight, what would be your drink of choice? Just for a beer, to have a chat and a chill. Okay, just for a drink and a chat and a chill. What would be your drink of choice? Leave it down in the comments, I'd love to know. Mark Squires, another question regarding the third row of seats. Do the seatbelt fixings bolt into the same hole as the 40 Winks combi bed? Yes, the lower ones do, but you'd have to install some plates up in either the roof frame level or in the rearmost pillar. I can already see some comments down the bottom for drinks. Brilliant. UK Adventure Cycling says, what second-hand van can you recommend to convert? It needs to sleep me and my two smallest children, my first ever project. Thanks. The best you can afford. How's that? The best you can afford is the best van for you. If you don't know what you're looking for, oh man, all of the drinks comments are coming. Sorry, you've totally distracted me. UK Adventure Cycling. So the best van can you recommend to convert? I would say straight off the bat, buying a Volkswagen is probably the best, not only because I'm a VW guy, so ignore my bias. The parts availability and the conversion parts availability for T4s, T5, T6s is greater than most. All right, the T5, the oldest T5 is now 20 years old. So for 20 years, people have been developing camper interior parts for the T5. and people keep coming up with new products all the time. So in terms of parts availability and bang for your buck, T5, T6, and they've got the best resale value as well. So up to you, but yeah, straight away, buy the best you can afford for sure. Right, so Isabel Pedley says, thanks, I'll check back in a few years. Isabel, honestly, you know, if you get work experience, go ahead and send us a CV for sure. Just Jassim, he's in the comments. Just Jassim, if you can see him in the comments, he's our camera guy. Good evening, Ali. How's it going? Video was banging tonight, so thank you, my man. Absolutely awesome. Scott Beatty says, appreciate the info and advice. Do you recommend a remap? I've got a 140 brake 2 litre and interested in a remap up to 170, 180 with increased torque. Does this do any damage to the engine? Okay, I'm no engine expert, I'm no tuning expert, etc., etc. Most engines are built to a capacity and then detuned for selling to the right customer client. So, say for example, our 2KT5 is a 104 brake, but the same engine came in a high capacity. So remaps are good, they're cheap, they're reliable. However, if you do have further questions about its reliability, go and see one of these tuners. Go and look at these recommended, like Pendle Performance, for example. Go and have a look at their website or send them an email, give them a call. Tell them your exact circumstances, what you're going to be using the van for. You know, are you going to be towing a horse box with it? Are you just using it for speed? Are you just using it for the commute but want a bit of extra pep to go down the road? Is it going to be a camper conversion? If you tell these performance guys exactly what you're going to be using the van for, and that even comes down to wheel size and tyre choice, etc., they should give you the best solution. I hope that helps. Right, I think this is on to the drinks. Right, Marcus Harris says, evening, JD and Coke, please. Mark Squire says, a Carling. Manic Miner says, real ale. Simon Creasy, ale. Just Jassim, spice rum. I hear you, my man. Marcus Harris, about to have a Guinness. Good job, my man. Scott Beatty, pint of Moretti. Pint of Moretti and then move on to a Jägermeister. Good job. Isabel Pedley, love a shandy, work tomorrow. Darren Turner, Mad Dog 2020. Good job. Right, so if anybody else is watching, somebody asked, what did they ask about? Gosh, I can't even remember. Well, my response was, if this was, oh yeah, somebody said, gosh, it's busy tonight. And I said, if this was a pub, what would you be drinking tonight? What would I be drinking? I would have, I love a whiskey Coke. I love a spice rum and Coke. Even a G&T, whatever, really. What was I drinking the other day? Nothing crazy. Oh, Polish vodka on ice. Polish vodka on ice or a Polish liqueur on ice. Absolutely love them. Yes, I got taught how to drink Poland when I first met my wife. So yeah, a good Polish vodka. So yes, if you're still watching after I talk about drink, what would you have tonight? If we were in a pub tonight having this chat, or if we were around the campfire with all our camper vans in a circle and we're just having this big chat, what would be your choice of drink? Fireside or otherwise. Simon Creasy says, would love to fit a bed, a bench on rails. Do you recommend a thicker ply floor? Before you go for a ply floor, I would see what thickness the rails are. So you might, generally, I'm sure the rails are designed to fit with a 12mm floor in mind. So 12mm with a lining. But yes, if you are considering fitting rails or a bed with rails, speak with the person who is fitting those, because there are conversion companies that do nothing but fit sliding seats. Yes, sliding rock and roll beds on rails. So have a chat with them, because it might differ from make to model to brand. Who else we got going on? Who else is drinking tonight? Motivate says, gin and tonic with a squeeze of lime. Good job. Scott says, cheers to all. Final question, do you attend any VW festivals? I do. I haven't done really for the last couple of years, mainly because we've been running the Cameras and Coffee event, and we've just been so busy with work, and we've got to fit in family holidays as well, because the kids don't necessarily love going to VW events every weekend. That being said, our friends over at Van West and Dubtoberfest, I'd love to attend their shows this year because I couldn't make it last year. We have already booked tickets to Run to the Sun this year, so that'll be good. Obviously, we'll be doing our Cameras and Coffee. I haven't got any big VW festivals planned. Mainly because well, not mainly, but one of the reasons is we're right down in the southeast. So to get to anything, even to get to like Santa Pod, um, it can be quite a mission because we're right down in the southeast. It would be way easier if we were based in the Midlands somewhere. But yes, down to Newquay, Cornwall for Run to the Sun in a few months' time as well. So I really look forward to that. Are any of you going? Who have we got? Who have we got? Maximus and Co. Good evening, my man. He says, "Good evening, all. Hope all is good, Leigh. I managed to reverse into a pickup truck over the weekend. Oh man, which has now made me consider going from the two barn doors to tailgate. Oh, and a lemonade and spice rum. Good job, my man. So that sucks, Maximus, man. That's really bad. Yes, so two barn doors to a tailgate. We are more than likely going to be doing that. In fact, we are going to be doing that with the 2KT5. But if you need information earlier than that, I know Dan Chambers over on YouTube, he's just carried out that job and covered it on his YouTube channel too. Evoke Motion says, sorry to say, it's a cuppa for me. After a few beers, my excuse is that it's 1 hour ahead in France. No worries at all. Come and bring a cuppa. I love a cup of tea. Scott says, we're heading to Mighty Dub Fest in Alnwick this year. Where's Alnwick? I don't know. Oh, one we do go to, actually, which is a huge trek for just a weekend show, is Dub Farm up Snowdonia in Wales. That's a really, really good show. We went for the first time last year. I believe it's the first time they'd had the show on for a couple of years due to COVID. Really, really nice. If you like to get away later on in the year, it's a September event. It's a wonderful site, really nice and chilled, really friendly place. They've got like a not rave tent, but they have a party night. They've got good caterers. And if you are up in Snowdonia and you're a bit of a walker, trekker, climber anyway, you're in the middle of the area. You know, I think it's like an hour or so walk to Snowdon. So you can really fit a lot in that weekend if you want to. Dub Farm. We've got tickets booked already, I think. James, he says, on the T5, do you have to use an extended step thing in the side door when doing the floor? Yes, they're called extended or deep side steps. Generally, they come in a 12 to 17 millimeter deeper. So shop around, have a look for the best deal. Motivate, you should absolutely have your own festival. So we've been asked to make Campers and Coffee into a festival. However, most festivals do one event a year. You know, there's only one of Bug Jam, there's only one of this and that and the other. Festivals and shows are a bit of a big deal to organise, as we found out. We organise Campers and Coffee. We have 3 Campers and Coffee events a year. They're only a day event. But what we did do, because we have a wonderful venue for our summer Campers and Coffee events, we actually have people down on the Saturday night. There's no entertainment or anything. There's food trucks and coffee trucks and drinks trucks that come down for your Saturday night, but there's like no entertainment at all. And that's on purpose. A, because it takes a lot of planning and permissions and blah, blah, blah. But secondly, it's because sometimes you just want to go to a place and not have any loud noises throughout the night. And I totally get it. You know, some of us come down with a family, sometimes you're just coming down with your partner and they might not appreciate a late night full of raving. So to come down to Cams and Coffee, it's really nice and chilled. Like I say, you come down on a Saturday night, it's a 24-acre field, so you can camp as close or as far away from people as you want. You can either have a good social evening or a really nice quiet evening with just a group of mates, whatever. That's why we do it. And then the Sunday is obviously the show and shine event. But as for festivals, I would love to hold a big festival. However, the planning, I'd probably have to plan next year's now to make sure I tick all the boxes. So we've got our 3 events this year. We'll get it done. Right. Isabel Pedley says, what camper have you got? There you go. Marcus Harris has already said it. He says, Leigh has a T25 and a T5. Yes, so if you have a look at our channels, I have my beloved Type 25 Bully. He is a blue 1983 diesel T25. Over the summer, we did a 2,500 mile trip around Europe. That was awesome. And we've done lots of little camping trips in the year too. It took him up to Wales, like I said. We've now got the Project 2K T5, and we've got another project in the pipeline, which I might tell you about, not today, but coming up. We've got another camper project already lined up, but Shh. That's my wife in the background going, what? You know about it, don't you worry. I don't hold any secrets to her, but her reaction there is brilliant. Kian Thomas says, hey Leigh, start my new job tomorrow. Going to be weird, no longer working on vans. Ah, yes. He's my man on... Oh, what's your bloody username on Instagram? My mind's gone blank. Cable tie technician on Instagram. He's my man. Right, hey Leigh says, start my new job tomorrow. Going to be weird, no longer working on the vans, but working on trucks will be a new experience. Hope you had a good weekend. The cable tie technician. There you go, it's in his comment. Best of luck for tomorrow, my man. Hope you have a good start to your new job. Maximus says, thanks. I'll defo check Dan's edit out, but might still pick your brain still. Not a problem at all. What about Camels and Coffee Europe? Do you know what? We did speak about, and those people who watch us most weeks, and from when I did Q&A lives last year, this year, yeah. We did speak about Camels and Coffee going on tour. I don't know if it'll be Europe, but we did speak about, it'll be 2024 now if we do it, because we've already got this year's Camels and Coffee planned. But I would love to take Camels and Coffee on the road. Again, those who've heard me speak about this before, I think it'll be great. You know, we do one in each area of the UK. We could do one down in Newquay, Cornwall. We could do one in Wales, one in the northeast, one in Scotland, one down in the Midlands, or, you know, northwest, whatever it might be. I think it'd be great to hold a number of events around the UK, because not everybody can get down to us, and that's one of the reasons actually we held our event over 2 days, so people who wanted to come down but were from further afield could come down to us on the Saturday, stay over and make a weekend of it rather than just coming down for the Sunday. Yeah, Marcus says I'm up for that. Maximus says I'll defo try to get a little crew together for these coffee sessions. Yeah, they're really, really good. The only downfall of our site is you can't have live. You can't have open fire pits. That's like a flat out rule. However, it's really nice to come down. You can make like a, you know, I might even put like a marquee up next time so we can have like a little undercover area that we can all chill and sit down and have a sesh. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, so we're 37 minutes in. What an awesome start. I say start, we're most of the way through it. What an awesome start to this evening's Q&A. Thank you so much for joining us. So yes, put your hands up. Who has seen this evening's video yet? Who has seen the 2KT5 intro video that went out this evening? Put your hands up or give us a comment, give us a like, whatever it might be. That'd be wonderful for you to do that. And if you haven't seen it yet, why the hell not? Why the hell not? No, I'm only joking. Maximus and Co. has put their hands up. Peter Nolan, put your hands up. What do you think of it, boys? What do you think of our new Dirtbag T5 project? It's a stinker, that's for sure. Kian, damn, I can't. Can you phonetically put your name down again for us? Because I'm so bad with names. He says, not yet, I'll be watching after the live. Clifton says, yes, seen the video, cracking video, looking forward to future episodes. Yeah, cheers, man. We've really enjoyed this series so far, mainly because I like cleaning a dirty thing. I know how weird that sounds, but I love a resurrection, restoration. You know, I love bringing old crap back off the road, back onto the road or out from the dirt and into, you know, I love it. So I had a double cab last year, Docker T25. That was something that had been off the road for 14 years. Got that back on the road. Had really good fun with that. We got Bully on the road last year. And like I say, we've got another couple of vans that we want to put on the road this year. Ian with the K at the start. Gotcha, Kian. Yes, so we've got lots and lots of things to look forward to. But the T5 for one. So I'll let you into a little bit of what we've done so far. We have stripped out the entire inside. We have jet washed it inside and out, and I mean jet wash it. We've steam cleaned it inside and out. I've changed the front seats. I've done a windscreen. We've done mirrors, yada, yada, yada. Probably telling you too much, but we've also got some wheels and suspension sorted out as well. But all of that will come to light in the future. So that'd be really good fun. Right. Nigel Mann says, well, good. Maximus says, looks a lot like mine. Mark Squires, good. Looking forward to the next episode. Motivate says, I'll check it out. It's Goggy, isn't it? I remember you said last time. I'll check out the video after this session. Evoke Motion, nice to feel connected to this community. It's boosted my energy to continue to get on top of the fire damaged van I got back on the road last year. Still need to sort the interior. Oh, I need some more story on that. A fire damaged van resto. That sounds interesting. Maximus says, you got this Evoke Motion 100%. Yeah, dude, get on it. Do you know what? We really enjoy doing these lives, and whether it increases the algorithm on YouTube or whether it gets more likes, more subscribes, less subscribes, I don't know. I don't care, because I really enjoy chatting to you lot every Sunday. It's really, really good fun. I get to see you, not see you, but you know, I get to talk to you one-on-one. It's actually a really good laugh, and I have loads of fun doing it. Simon Creasy says, missed it, has just fitted the reverse camera. Love all your videos though, so defo watched. Simon, well done for getting out on your van on an evening to get your video, to get your reverse camera fitted. That's awesome. In fact, there was a lot of people out today washing cars, working on their vans. It's really, really good. What did you get up to today? Did you work on your van today? I had a nice family day out with the kiddies and my wife. We went out to Brighton, got some pizza out and did a bit of shopping. So what did you guys get up to? Maximus says, did someone say reverse camera? Man, that's what I need. Yeah, absolutely. We've done a video on reversing cameras, by the way. It was more of a motorhome version of video cameras, but who wants to see a stereo and video camera on the 2K T5? We could get one fitted to that. Whilst it's in its current completely stripped out state, now would be the time to do it. So if you want to see that video, let me know. Right, there is currently 31 of you watching. It is lovely to have you all here and watching. We have 19 thumbs up in the comments. So if you are currently watching, you haven't given the video a like or a comment so far, please do, because it's nice to see who you are, who I'm talking to, and where you're from, and what vehicle you've got too. So yes, if you see the thumbs up bit, either down below or up here, I can't quite see what you can see because I have the live screen in front of me and all of your comments down one side. But if you are able to give a little like, that is awesome. Thank you so much. And tell me what you're up to. So Maximus is saying, he said, I attempted to pull the dents out of the barn doors, but had no luck. I was unable to pull any of them out as I couldn't get a good fixing on the suckers. Yeah, man, on those barn doors, most of them are like curved as well, so even getting any sort of suction on it is a little bit difficult. So who wants to see what job on the 2K T5 as well? We have some plans for it, and I think I spoke about this in one of the early videos of my latest lives. So what job do you want to see me do on the 2K T5 that you might be planning on your van, your interior, your exterior? What job do you want to see us do and film and make a video out of? Michael Littler says, just put new carpet on rear speakers that under the rock and roll bed, just tuned on, break at work and give you the thumbs up. Michael, thanks so much, my man. So he's just put new carpet on the rear speakers under the rock and roll bed. Nice job. Clifton, diesel heater. Yes, we will be doing a diesel heater. Whether it's a diesel combi heater, I don't know yet, because we do want to run hot water in this van. I do want to put a shower in this van, and I'll tell you how another day. Kian says, are you still going for the swamper look on the T5? Maybe. If you have a look at our current sponsors, collaborators, partners on the video description on YouTube, you might know which way we're going on it. I'll leave that there. Mark Squire says 2K T5 12-volt routing wiring. Yes, we can do that. Motivate would love to see a Halo roof being done from start to finish. Depends what roof we go for, because we may have a pop top, we may have a height top, we may stay tin top. Maximus says, I want to revert back to original springs or shocks as the previous owner had it slammed, and I would like it heightened with the nice chunky off-road knobblies. Well, you might be in luck there, Maximus. Peter Harrison says front end conversion. I know there are loads already on YouTube, but I would like to see your way of doing it. Well, thank you very much. That's a very nice thing to say. That's the thing as well, funnily enough. It's really, really nice to have your feedback on some of these videos because, yes, I do come across in a certain way on the videos and people seem to like my way of teaching. However, we haven't done some videos in particular because there are millions out there. Like we haven't done how to cut windows in the side of a T5 because there's a million videos on how to cut windows in a T5. There's a million videos on how to fit a diesel heater in a T5. So which is why we haven't done those videos. But if you do really want us to do those videos, then Simon Creasy's just confirmed it. Yes, wiring would be awesome and a diesel heater. Okay. So we've got to fit either a diesel heater or a combi heater into a T5. Okay, I hear you, my man. And Pete Harrison, we are planning on a front end swap on a T5 too. So yes, it's a combination, I think, of how I can speak to you on camera and more so probably to do with Ali's filming and the way he can just show you what's going on. It's quite funny when we are a little bit of inside baseball here. When it comes to us doing YouTube, we normally just turn up on the day with an idea. Sometimes you plan in weeks in advance, but that's it. It's a basic plan. We don't have a script. We don't have an intro. We don't have an outro. Everything we do is ad-libbed or discussed with Ali and I at the time. And we love that rawness of what we do. Although by the end of it, it looks quite polished. At the time, you know, it's like chickens running around. We're normally smashing out work the night before to be able to get it all set up on the day or whatever it is. But normally it's the ingenuity of Ali finding the right shot at the right time and the right angle with the right camera settings or the right lighting. Because we have no studio, it's all done in the workshop. And then it's just me just talking to you at the camera. So thank you very much for the nice comments you have given us in the past about either my teaching style or Ali's filming style. But that's how we can continue making stuff for you because we get good feedback from you guys. So I hope it continues. Yeah, Maximus says, nice, say it twice. Simon Creasy says, yes, wiring would be awesome and a diesel heater. Maximus, I can't see the point of having a camper that bottoms out at any given opportunity, or should I say any little bump, nook or cranny. I want to be able to ride the trenches. Boy, yeah, man, absolutely. James says, problem with the million other videos is they don't necessarily do it correctly. I hear you. That's one of the reasons why we decided to do YouTube as well. I always wanted to teach on YouTube and show people what I do based on my experience and knowledge and training. And when we looked at previous videos on YouTube, you know, it was Dave out on his drive trying to film how to carpet a panel when you had wind noise and the carpet was blowing over and that sort of stuff. And I thought, you know what, we could probably do a bit better than that. So we gave it a go, and you guys seem to like it, which is a huge honour to be told that as well. Brian Brooks says, what are your thoughts about the anticipated end of Caligas? Yeah, do you know what? That's come up a little bit. Is that just a news story? Because on one of these videos, we had somebody saying, oh, I don't know whether to buy a petrol van or an electric van or a diesel van because they say diesel is going to stop by 2028. You know, Caligas, whatever it might be, we're not the only, like camper van people aren't the only people that use gas, obviously. People use gas for everything all over the world. So I'll be straight up and honest with you. I don't have any thoughts about the anticipated end of Caligas to completely answer your question. Something I will look into further because I feel we may have this question again. But I hope it's not another scaremongering thing, that's for sure. I hope that answers your question. I hope. Nigel Mann, I have an '07 Vivaro that is part fitted out. Got to fit diesel heater and set it up for a hobby amateur radio. Man, there's a conversion I've never done to do it for hobby amateur radio. What a perfect rig in a Vivaro. So it's just like a mobile radio studio. That is like my old job. I used to be a radio operator in the army, and we used to live on the back of Bedford MKs with a big box body truck, and we had all our radio equipment in the back. And that's kind of where I got my love for living outside and travelling in vans and trucks and that sort of stuff. So well done to you, Nigel. Peter Harrison says, I've watched most of your videos and you seem to do the job properly and explain everything well. That's very, very kind of you, my man. Thank you so much. Goggy from Motivate says, I hear the roof bars cause leaking problems. Is there any way to not have this issue? The only thing holding me back from doing it. Roof bars don't cause leaks if they're fitted properly, or roof bars cause leaks if the rubber gaskets around the base start to crack and perish. Could be one of 100 reasons, but I would suggest you fit a form of waterproof sealant into the bolt holes at the same time, or a shed load of grease. But yes, so the roof bars do work. If they do leak, it's only going to come in from one place, and that is the M8 fastenings through the roof. So if you can stop the water getting into that bit, you'll be fine. Mark Squire says, I thought Galagas were just discontinuing the smaller cylinders. I don't know. Does anybody else out there have any further understanding? Oh, in fact, here we go. Peter Harrison's just said something as well. Yes, what are people's knowledge of the Calagas thing stopping? Peter says, as I understand it, Calagas are only stopping doing one size of cylinder. Oh, okay. Maximus and Co says, oh man, that sounds awesome, dude, but you've got some awesome tales to tell. Yeah, do you know what? We've got... I've done some jobs. I'm nearly 40, and I've done some jobs in the past. So yes, I've got a story or two. Pull up a sandbag for sure. Dean Tonks says, hi Leigh, appreciate the great info you share. Currently planning my camper van build. Question, have you got much experience with the cheap Chinese diesel heaters? Seems to be a huge price difference. Do you know what, Dean? My only recommendation about fitting Chinese diesel heaters is don't. I know there are a million people out there who have had great success with Chinese diesel heaters. And if you are going to buy one from a UK-based seller with customer service that you could potentially speak to or return the item to if it does break. I believe there are more and more UK sellers for these Chinese diesel heaters. However, we got a van in that was converted from a reputable company, had a Chinese diesel heater fitted, and all of the green fuel line had completely deteriorated, perished, cracked, and was causing huge diesel leak everywhere, which is kind of unsafe. Great bang for your buck, no pun intended, for a Chinese diesel heater. However, if you can afford to move up to something like an auto-turn planar, go for one of those. We sell them on our website. It's the heaters we fit to our customers' vans. It's the heaters we recommend to fit to our customers' vans. So I'm not going to give any advice with regards to the diesel heaters because I don't use them enough. My knowledge of them isn't up there because I don't fit them. However, I have seen enough horror stories. I've replaced enough Chinese diesel heaters to know that I wouldn't be spending my money on one for my camper van. All right. And there we go. Julian Gale says, I'm a long distance courier and desperate to deaden the noise. Is this a difficult job on my Vito? No, sir. No, you can start with layer 1 for some sound deadening, for example. So layer 1 we use on our vans is the Dodo Hexmat Deaden. It comes in a box of 20 or 50. We sell it on our website. We currently sell the SE version, which is the special edition. It's a slightly thicker aluminium surface on the top, makes for a tougher product. I would start with buying a box of 50 sheets of the Dodo Deaden, which is 80 quid posted, I believe. Start putting them on the inside panels. And you might find that as a night and day difference, bearing in mind you drive your van every day. However, if it's not enough, I would go to layer 2, which is the Pro Liner. And that is the stuff we sell at the moment is a 5mm SE version, and that is a closed cell foam, a dense closed cell foam with a self-adhesive backing that will then stick on top of that deaden layer. If you want it insulated further, then we have the thermo fleece, which sticks between, not sticks, but stuffs between those 2 layers you've already put on and the ply lining of your van. You can buy the whole lot as a bundle from our website, or you can buy it individually. So that's coomvalleycampers.co.uk. I hope that helps. Bear Cheap Thrills Adventures, do a video on underslung gas tank fitting. I would, but I don't have a van planned for underslung gas tank fitted. And also, I will not be doing, there's 2 videos I won't do a video, there's 2 things I won't do a video on. And that is down to health and safety and the third person watching it wanting to do it themselves. Gas fitting and 240 volt AC fitting. Mainly because if you get it wrong, it's life and death. That's why. I might do a time lapse of me fitting a gas tank one day, but I will not show a how-to because you can provide as much information as you want and be as clear as you like, but there will be somebody out there one day that might, for want of a better phrase, completely fuck it up, hurt themselves, and then go, well, I did it exactly the same as Leigh did it on his YouTube channel. I know I have a big disclaimer at the bottom of everything we've released on YouTube to say that, you know, if you're not confident, don't do this, or seek the advice of somebody else or an expert, whatever. But gas fitting and 240 volt fitting are videos we won't cover because of those reasons. I hope that helps. Right, people, we have 4 minutes left of this current session. Thank you so much, everybody, so far for making comments and contributing and liking and everything else. It's wonderful. But yes, we'll try and fit as many in as we can in the 3.5 minutes we've got left. Right, Nigel Mann says, are solar panels better fitted direct to roof or roof on roof bars? Would that cause problems? No, you can kind of fit them how you like. If you're going for a solid state solar panel, you can fit them directly onto the roof or onto roof bars. If you're fitting them on the roof, use the brackets to just have an air gap underneath them. You don't want them sealed to the roof. Generally, solid state solar panels perform better than the flexies, mainly because the heat can disperse out of them. I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say. You can mount them on roof bars, do it with an air gap underneath, not only because you can run the wires out from underneath, but you can disperse the heat from them as well, because obviously they're designed to get the sun on them. The sun will provide heat onto the black panels and you want to disperse that heat away. So on the roof, yes, but use the correct mounting brackets, or at least brackets that will give it an air gap underneath. And on roof bars, absolutely fine too. Motorfight Goggy says, which diesel heater has this SMS ability so that you can switch on the heater like 30 minutes before you get to the van, or is it an aftermarket thing? No, the Autoterm Planar do have a SMS modem base controller, so you can text it before you get to the van, and that is an optional extra in a drop-down box when you buy it from our website. I think it's £100 extra. Julian Gao has given me a thumbs up and an okay. Bear Cheap Thrills Adventures. Are planar heaters not made in Russia? Is it okay getting spares? No. Planar heaters are run by hang on, let me get the facts straight if I can remember them. Planar heaters are owned by Ukrainians. They were manufactured in Russia, but obviously when Ukraine and Russia had their falling out, they moved the production to Latvia. Is that right, Domi? Latvia?
Yeah, they moved out from Russia.
They moved out from Russia and moved the production to Latvia. So spares are fine. You know, spares and everything else are fine. And we can get them directly from Autoterm if you wish. Yes, so we had a lot of that. When we started selling Autoterm heaters, we got a lot of flack because of Russia, etc., etc. We did a lot of our own research and we contacted the distributors and Autoterm themselves, and we had lots of we were reaffirmed and we had confirmation of the actual facts rather than conjecture. Conjecture? Rumours.
Speculations.
Speculations, yes. Right, Maximus, he says, great live again, Leigh. Looking forward to seeing the next video. Speak again next week. Nice to see you, my man. He says, oh, also, I need to put that order in, so look out for an order from me, Maximus, in the next day or two, Vavamoose or something. Wonderful. Brilliant. Guys, thank you so much. Right, there's 35 of you watching right now. If you have enjoyed some of the content on this video, or if you've learnt from some of the content on this video, some of the answers, whatever it might be, I would love it if you could go find the thumbs up symbol, give it a press. There's 35 of you watching right now. You would do me a huge favor to give that little thumbs up a click. That would do great for the video. It would do great for the channel. And it just means we can do more of these week in, week out. Right, so we're at 26. We're at 26. I would like to see that go up to at least 30. If you haven't already done a thumbs up, that'd be wonderful. Oh, we've gone up to 27. Wonderful, thank you. Right, so a lot of people. Simon Crease says, brilliant session. See you next time. Thanks so much. Mark Squire says, thanks, Leigh. Kian says, thanks for the live. We'll get onto the new TKT5 video next. Thank you. Motivate Goggy says, thank you so much again, homie. No worries. Nigel Man says, thank you for excellent information. Kian Thomas has given us a thumbs up. Right, can we get to 30 thumbs up before we leave here? Whoever's watching this, 35 of you live right now, one of you hit me with a thumbs up right now. That would be lovely, lovely, lovely. And also, if you haven't watched the 2KT5 video, go and have a look now. It's live on the YouTube channel as we speak. It'd be wonderful to see you. I see the thumbs up in the comments. There should be a thumbs up. There we go. We've hit 31. I can now go and enjoy my evening. Thank you so much. Not that I don't enjoy this. Sorry, that came out completely wrong. I can now spend the rest of my evening ironing my kid's uniform. It's all rock and roll here, man. Right. See you later, guys. Have a good evening. Bye-bye. Thanks again.